Oh, right. Very good morning. Who we got? We got Kevin. Kevin Hawthorne. Good. Very good morning. Oh, man. Coffee's gone cold. Right. So, how are we all today? Hopefully, you are wrapped up and warm because it is very, very icy at the minute. So, yeah. Now, who else we got? We got Dan. Good morning. Got the heating on me. If anything, I'm too warm. Well done. Now, at this moment in time, I've just given permission to Geordie Nation. So now Geordie Nation has a manager, and that manager has the instructions to make sure everything runs nice and smooth. Now, there's a lot of things going to happen, and part of that is a couple of things which I've already spoken about. I'm going to show you something, right? Now, who remembers seeing this? Yeah? Now, I was given this by my neighbour, and he supports the team that's on the other side of this. And we play that team on Wednesday. So the reason why he gave me this is because he knows that I'm going to transform this. I haven't at this current moment in time, but I will be. And so you've got the backside of this. Yeah. On the front side, who else we got? Heavy Metal Footy, good morning. And we got John Bork as well. Now, my neighbour supports Leeds United. Yeah. You all know I'm black and white through and through. So, excuse me, what he's done is this. All right. So I'm going to blank that off completely so it's completely white. And then I'm going to do multiple designs. Amongst the multiple designs which are going to happen is we're going to have images of the young mighty magpies. We're going to have images of mum and dad of the mighty magpies with a young magpie, and it's all about education. Yeah. And it's also about dispelling a thing, which is a disbelief. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy. You've got the idea. Yeah. So, yeah. WTF. Is that because of what I've just showed you with the crest of the team we're going to be playing on Wednesday night? I'm asking because the only reason I'm showing you that is because my neighbour who supports that team showed me this, and we are going to acquire lots of these shields in the small size, which is this size here. So we'll have this size we're going to have the bigger size as well, so that we can get everything in on the shield. Yeah. So looking forward to the Mighty Magpie show. Yeah. What was it? Dancing, that teaser really made me wonder what the actual show is going to be like. Well, let me just enlighten you. Each show is on a match day. Okay? So we're going to approach St. James's Park from coming down Barrack Road. We're going to have coming through Lees's Park, around about where the RVI is, and we're going to have coming to St. James's Park via the Strawberry end, and every single way you can approach St. James's Park. And what we're going to have is not just the fact that black and white, we're also going to have blue, orange, and the away colours, which is the green top. Yeah. And you're going to have it where, as the crowd are coming into St. James's Park, singing, etc. Right, what else we got? So the Pete is saying very good morning, and he's also saying much snow down your way. What we've had down here in Nottingham is, like when you make those chocolate cakes, the big like chocolate cake about this size, and you'd put that what is it? It's like a powder that goes over the top. That's what we've had. A little dusting. Yeah. When is the first episode coming out? Well, John, what I have to do is this. I have to pay $147 to have the whole thing. Yeah. So what the intention is this. We're going, episode 1 is in the bag. I can't touch episode 1 until that fee has been paid. Yeah. Once the fee has been paid, then it opens up all episodes. The only problem with all episodes is this: 9 hours bolted to the chair. And that is so that we do the interaction with the magpies and the players and mixing them together. Okay. And I'm going to do it where, here's an example for you. In the dying moments of our game with Crystal Palace, we have Harvey Barnes, who is exploding into the box. He smashes the ball bounces off Crystal Palace's keeper, Dean Henderson, I believe it was, and it rebounds out to incoming Joe Willock. And we all know what Joe Willock did. Yeah. And in that situation, yeah, where the ball just goes wide of the post, that's where the young magpies make an appearance. So, yeah, it's going to be so funny, but I'm going to expand every situation, including, yeah, Eddie Howe. Yeah. So everybody gets in on the act, from Nick Waltermaid, um, Fabian Shaw, Nick Pope. And what I'm also going to do is this: birds can fly, as we all know. And there's going to be the odd occasion where something is going to happen within the match and it's going to surprise you. Right. What else we got here? If Newcastle lose the match, do the Magpies get turned into... John, come on, Howie. Honestly, you could have paid the 147 to an AI company faster than you explained it. John, listen, the workload to do this, I've never attempted this. Yeah, that's you. That I'm being honest. Yeah, and like years and years ago when I went into Curry's, at this shows you how long it was. Comet was still down at Kingston Park, and at that time, yeah, the guy turned round, spoke to his manager, and says, "No, we can't do this. Now we can." Yeah. So what else we got? Watching. Hi, Paul. Watching from Russia. Okay. I bet you're freezing cold. What are your thoughts on Amarin getting sacked? No clue. No idea. What was it? Looks like you're in Spain with that stunning. Well, there's going to be in 2026 outside broadcasts. Those broadcasts are going to be roughly 2 hours. And I'm going to take a little thing with this. It's a little box. It's about so big. Yeah. So I can have Wi-Fi. Right. What we got? Specifically, what did you ask the man at Curry's? I'm not going to tell you what. Go Bennett, man. Years and years ago when I was a little nipper, yeah, a couple of key things me Nana said to us. Give people a taste. That's it. Give them a taste. Do not tell the whole thing because they'll do it and you miss out. So, Voodoo People, the Man United manager. Oh, right. So that where was he from? Where was he from? Somewhere in Europe, only. But that's a Premier League rival, and yeah. And John is saying maybe your nana was wrong. no. I'll tell you what, right? I'm going to give you an idea. Okay. There's a place in Newcastle. It's called Woodstock Road. Anybody know where it is? How well? But Dan's saying no, all right. But like you didn't know it would be a thing. So what did you ask them about? I wanted to do something that my head was thinking. It was mixing two things as one, in one image. So two things that came together and worked. And I wanted it to be educational. Because there's a lot of young people, young lads and young lasses, who all they want to do is play football, and hopefully they want to play for Newcastle United like Lewis Miley and Tino Livramento. And that was it. I was just like, how we pull it all together. Skinner Moose, good evening from India. Good evening to you. Woodstock Road is near Benwell. You're very correct, mate. But Woodstock Road was where it began. What else we got? John Polk. There is a bar in Newcastle where they play your 7 and charge £1. Is that a approved partnership? It's called the Sandhill Arms. Wow! I'm impressed. That's good. And we got Universe Fact. How are you, babe? I'm good. Now, this morning, hold on a second. Right, turn my volume down because it keeps going beep, 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 beep. So turn that down. Oh yeah, by the way, getting the new mobile. Yeah. Oh yes. And here's a thing for you. Where is it? It's on that side. You see that there? Right there. Can you see it? Just there. Yeah? That is pi. Now, if you go on to Facebook, onto lowercase Paul Gallant 1, as in one in the letter, the numeral 1, look for pi and join the club. Yeah? Now, other updates for you. In the next 6 months, we're going to have Streets of Home. And Streets of Home in the very first is going to be very fast and furious. 10 people from just after the bowling alley, Westgate Road. Yeah. Straight down Westgate Hill. And there's going to be Joe Public lining the streets all the way down. Yeah. We're going to go down across St James's Boulevard. We're going to go down past the old ABC, yeah, over Clayton Street, straight on down, along Collingwood Street, and when we go down the dip at Collingwood Street, we're going to hang a right. And here's what I'm thinking. That's a tight corner, very tight. And then we go down Dean Street onto the quayside. You're going to have people the whole way down. Yeah. Well, who is it? John. Yeah. It is quick. Yeah. But I'm going to be speaking to our friends in London to turn around and say 3 projects, and the 3 projects are all within the United Kingdom. Everything in all 3 projects is based here. So I need people to speak to these developers and bring the developers to me. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. And we are going to put our foot on the accelerator and push. What's the Pete? Paul, will realistic potholes exist? Yes. There'll be potholes. There will be another 9 people. So there'll be you and 9 people. Yeah. And the basic premises of the game is upgrade what you've got. And that is going to be using Solana. Okay. So everything which is available in each particular game, we're using Solana. Okay. The Voodoo people, friends in London equal Department of Works and Pensions? No. Heavy Metal Footy. Paul, are you not worried about lawsuits regarding private property, historical buildings in your game? No, I'm not. You have to be, look, the easiest way to explain it is this. Yeah. When you're cooking, yeah, you're adding different ingredients together, yeah, to make a meal, whether it's just a single meal or whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4 courses. It's the same principle, yeah. So what we got? But he says friends in London. Does he mean no? No. What it means is speaking to civil servants, those at the heart of power, not the MPs, civil servants. And there is a chance that they're going to call me down to London and they're going to have to arrange the transport to do that because I'm not driving in London. I did it once when we had the protest down in London, and I'm not doing that ever again. Wasting their time, says Dan. No. And what? John Polk saying, why would they arrange transport? The game's market is worth hundreds of billions. Yeah? It's as simple as that. Oh, but right. The Pete. Will the job centre near the big market be included in Streets of Home? You come past the job centre in Streets of Home because it's opposite St Nicholas's Cathedral. So there'll be a flash. We're also going to have drone camera footage in game where the drone just whizzes above all of the racers, so you're going to get there's multiple angles, yeah. And another point as well, your image, if you were going to be playing Streets of Home, your image can be put into the game. You want to race your mates, you want to race other people, you want to be in Newcastle United shirt, you can do all that. You want to do your own custom uniform, that's available too. Dan is saying, what do you think the market value of a Newcastle-based racing game is compared to others? No clue. That's being honest. But I do know this. Because everything is based in one location to begin with, that location is Newcastle upon Tyne and the surrounding area. The hope would be sponsorships from local companies. So, yeah. What else? Is it a game based purely built by AI? At this precise moment in time, it's looking down that route. But this is why speaking to civil servants, we pull in developers to build a team of approximately 300. It may be more. I don't know. Okay. Voodoo never heard of funding a game. They're not going to be. You see, everybody goes back to that. Yeah. DWP. They do that because Universal Credit. Well, Universal Credit, they already know what my plans are. And from 2025 to now, we're going to push. And we're going to push hard. So, plus, as well, there's going to be live from Geordie Nation. There's also going to be live from Seeking You, as well as here, to spread the information across different places. John Polk, what will What would be launched first? Well, those other things, John, they require the looking at solidity, understanding solidity, checking each part of the ERC20, make sure it is exactly clean and exactly secure, and then it goes to market to be bought and sold. And part of doing that is I'm going to stick a large amount of the tokens into DeFi. And DeFi, going to find out how long the lock period is, and then push forward. John, let me just tell you something. Yeah. Somebody, I don't know who, I don't care who, yeah, came up with SYC2. I'm not bothered. Because people will always look at what is unique. And what you've got to understand is this, yeah, and this is to all of you. What I write on A4 lined paper, I show you parts. You don't get the full thing. Nobody does. And that's the way, as we move forward, that's the way it's going to be. Now, there is going to be, like I say, with there's 5 YouTube channels, and there will be this year an added one to the 5 to make 6, and it stops at 6. The 6th one will be one channel for streaming of games, and that's it. Do you know something, right? Let me just say one thing, yeah? Right. So, let's do this. Let's do this. Because I had this the other day. People want to be negative. Why? Why do you want to be negative? Why do you always want to put stuff down? I don't understand that. I really don't understand it. So, you've gone into a timeout for half an hour. Life isn't perfect, but I'm trying as hard as I possibly can. What graphics engine? There's a couple of different things I'm looking at for the graphics engine. One is Unity, and there's a few others. But I want to see what those in London say to what I've got coming. There's the demo for UBBC and also Newcastle Cup. The Pete saying, Paul, don't limit yourself and your growth. No, well, I don't want to. I mean, the initial thing was there was just going to be Seeking You, there was going to be Geordie Nation, and then somebody popped up with this would be a good idea for a game. One thing led to another, and I was writing lots of bits and pieces in different coloured pens on A4, and I was like, okay, do that, box stuff off. It looks technical, it does, but the end result was that I asked various different AI, can you do this? And I wanted it based on a PC. Xbox, that's hard because of permissions, etc. The other issue is Seeking You getting onto Play Store. That's coming. But I can only do so much. Do you understand? Because it's just me. And I don't want to spend 9 hours doing this, 9 hours doing that. And then before you know it, a day's gone. Yeah. Which is why, like I said, with Geordie Nation, that now has a manager. And that manager will make sure things run smoothly on there. And with the other one, which is down here, Seeking You, that'll have the same. And it may be that somebody says, I'll help you. They do, then they get that. So I can do the other. But I'm not going to stretch till I break. You understand? Major games says heavy metal footy, target console first, then PC. Well, I'm doing it the other way around. Yeah. And the reason why is there's only me looking at the subject. And as a lot of you already know, my coding skills, well, it's tiny. I'm being honest. Now, there's 14 people here and we've got 3 likes. Oh, come on. Get them likes up. Paul, is the manager a real person? The manager of Geordie Nation is AI for the foreseeable until somebody puts their hand in their pocket to make it a real job. That person will then start the employment process of getting staff. Okay. Can we invest in any of these projects? Yes. The projects are on coinbook.fun. There is the projects are on there, and you are investing in Solana. There you go. So what is the AI manager handling right now? I'm here. I don't know. But they have instructions. Same as with seeking you, they also have instructions, and they follow what the instructions are to the letter. I'm not investing in anything that is on a website that ends in .fun. You miss out then. Sorry to say it. You see, those people, right, like the voodoo people, it's your choice. Yeah, it is your choice. You don't want to invest, and 5 or more years down the line, I can't help that. But the what I'm looking at the moment is taking what I've got and moving it to a new home. Now, that's what's going to happen. Corbo, looks like Joey is offering to be manager in Newcastle. Well, you've got to put your hand in there. Simple as. You've got to prove you want it. I can't be in 2 places or 3 places or 4 places. I can't. It's a physical impossibility. I can't even clone myself and go, right, you here, clone number 1 up in Newcastle, clone number 2 in another location. It's impossible. So that's why I am using what I'm using at the moment. Usually staff don't pay to work. You pay them. Yeah. But that was in the old system. If you look at one of my playlists, of many, the playlists tells you straight up front, our world changed the 20th of January 2025, which was the exact date in history that a certain man put his hand on the Bible and raised his hand and swore an oath. And now look what's happened. True. And you've got to look at from today until Christmas and what's going to happen in that time frame. A lot of things are going to change, and some of those things, when they do change, you ain't going to like it. And that's the honest truth. You are not going to like it. And what can you do about it? That. So, there you go. Paul, are you giving us a prophecy? I've already spoken about this. I mentioned it multiple times in videos. I could see this coming. And it's going to get worse. What happened recently, past couple of days, it's going to continue, whether you want it or not. So, yeah. Now, Dennis, what about 5 places? Hang on. To be a manager, we have to pay you, says the voodoo people. The ground is laid. That's what you got to remember. The ground is laid. Now, like somebody was mentioning earlier, I'm not going to do coinbook.fun and all the rest of it. I don't care. I really, honestly, hand on heart, I don't care. Because what I look at is this. The planet has 8 billion people. If you don't want, fine, you don't want. But 5 years down the road, 2030, 2031, 2032, you come back on my YouTube channel and, oh, I really should have done something about that. I can't do that about it. You had your opportunity, which was what I said to you all in the first live stream of 2026. You either grab an opportunity and hang on, or you miss it. And if you miss it, sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. So that's the way the world works. Yeah. Here's a little hint for you all. Who out there in the big wide world, who out there has seen the Marvel series Loki? I'm going to wait while you give us an answer. Who's seen Loki? No, I didn't, Ben. That's the old Debenhams building in the city centre is going to be converted into apartments. So, no, I didn't. Wish I could ask AI to describe his answers. Well, voodoo people, I'm going to say this as clear as day. Okay? If you don't understand, do yourself a favour. Toddle on. There's plenty of people on YouTube creating content. You see, years and years ago, when I first left Newcastle, when I was a young kid, to go to London and other places, yeah, back then, lots of people would turn around going, what did he say? So I learned to adapt and slow stuff down. Corvo is saying, I'm concerned your subscriber numbers have plateaued. How will you win back the summer momentum when you when you grew loads. Look at it this way. He has an honest thing straight to his all. Okay. We have in the Newcastle United YouTube fraternity. We've got lots of different channels. Baz, Paul, Eddie, Pete, Daz, Steve, to name just a few, right? And they're claiming. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Pardon me. Now, what I'm doing is I give you a prediction of who will score at St James's Park. Yeah. And whether that's at St James's Park or whether that's in an away ground. I give you an opinion, and sometimes I get it wrong. I do. I'm not perfect. I can't give you what Antonio Mango gives you. I can't give you what Chris of Evermore NUFC gives you, what Baz gives you. Why? Because I am in other things. There's only 24 hours in a day. Yeah. So I give you what I think, but I give you more. You get songs. Are you brave enough? Hey, Bonnie lad. Rise up. Who else does that? Oh, well, you tell me. Who are the top dog subscribers wise? Can you give us the league table again? Right. At the top currently is Adam Pearson, a wonderful young kid who I've spoken to many times. I think next to him is Tyneside Life. Then you have is it Rubenstein or is it Matty Renton of Magpie Channel TV? But yeah, there's of all of these Newcastle United YouTube channels, at the moment, I think Adam Pearson's right at the top, and Tyneside Life, NUFC Matters, they're roughly round about the same, or thereabouts. I'm just giving you here multiple, not just covering one subject, because one subject being our club is good, perfect. But I wanted more. I wanted more in the beginning. Not how capitalism works, Paul. Your numbers will only grow in response to market demand. Tyneside Life has the most, 72,000. Yeah, but, Corvo, what you don't understand is this. Tyneside Life does not report anymore on Newcastle United. He does history. That's the difference. He walked away from the club in Newcastle United because of the way people were coming at him. And let's be honest, I mean, people have got to realise at the end of the day, doing what we do here on YouTube, yeah, like 55 minutes of sitting here talking to you, yeah, I could be sitting here for an hour plus and then need the toilet and go to get up, and because I've been sitting so long, I'm going to fall. You're going to see it live. You know what I mean? And all of these different things that we're trying to do is we're trying to pull in people, yeah, give them entertainment, but education. You learn. Yeah, he has grown. Yeah, doing history. Do that all the time. Take a break. Just put a back soon message on screen. Yeah. Well, I would expect that, Joey, if I did fall. Yeah, I would expect that. Yeah. But that's not going to happen. It might when I'm out and about, when I'm outside doing an outside broadcast, that's possible. Especially like today, where it's freezing Baltic outside, ice on the floor. That is well, I'd say 100% guaranteed. But I don't want that. I don't want to be doing a live outside and a fall hour. One, I'm going to damage me equipment. Two, I'm going to damage me. And then having to cut the live. And people, oh, what he fell. What happened? I don't want that. I want to be able to turn around and say, see you on the next. Yeah. So, can you tell us, says the beef between Tyneside Life and Paul? Nope, I can't tell you it because I don't know it. I will say this at the end of the day. Paul is a nice man. Met him quite a few times. I've met Adam and PD Proudlock more than I've actually spoken to Paul. Tyneside Life, I've met him each time I've came up to St James's, and we have chatted for quite some time, while the rest of the family dived into Shearer's bar to sink another pint. And when I've got to Shearer's bar, I've had a half. Well, they've had one or two. But, I mean, what the difference is between Paul and Eddie, I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. We should. This is one of the things which I was saying to Geordie Nation, which is another window which is open at the moment. What I wanted was this. I wanted a place for every Newcastle United channel to have a place where it did exactly the same thing CQ does. Now, I've been concentrating hard with seeking you on building the security so that people who are going to do silly stuff, and they're going to try and do silly stuff, and there's a reason why they're going to do silly stuff, and it's called HATE. That's it. I didn't say the word, I've spelt the word, because there's a lot of that in the world. People who are jealous. How can you do this? How can you do that? That. The body is broken. Totally. There's a place in Newcastle. Many of you may know it. The Black Gate. Yeah? What's beside the Black Gate? Right next to it. So, what's beside the Black Gate? Huh? Would you be open to going on the Toon Review? Yeah, of course. Do you know the thing is, right? All of our YouTube channels, every single one of them, I know how hard it is to grow. I know. So I've got respect for every single channel. And what I sometimes do is this: Loaded Mag, Through Black and White Eyes, been in chat on the Toon Review quite a few times. And sometimes I'll type this into the chat. Hello and welcome, my beautiful friends. Love. Now, simple, straightforward. And some people, yeah, is it the real person? Is it not? Put me pictures there. And do you know why? Because 2024, 2025, all of those T people, we'll nick his picture. We'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do the other. Yeah? But certain channels know when I come in to their chat. They know straight away. And it's because, these other people, the T people, yeah, it's jealousy. That's all it is. Corvo, laughing out loud. Melt, haven't seen that in a while. All this fame, Paul, you've changed. Nah, I can't change. Classic example for you. Yeah. If I was using this today, yeah, this, yeah, if I was using this today, yeah, and I walked that way, there's a bedroom behind that wall there, and there's a bedroom through that gap. Where is it? Where that little thing is plugged into the wall. Now, if I walked into a room where there was music equipment everywhere, there was that soundproofing everywhere, what would you think? What would your honest think? What would you be thinking as you saw me walking from one to the other to go up to the amplifiers, switch them on, and start speaking through the microphone again? But the whole room is completely soundproofed. When are you moving back to Newcastle? When I retire. There you go. Daza saying, can't believe has been sacked. People do get sacked. Hell's bells. Do you want to know something, right? I've come across many, many fellow Newcastle United content creators. And many of those content creators I've been in their chat, talk of Eddie has taken Newcastle United as far as they can go. That is a capital BS. Full stop. Because when he came to Newcastle, we were in 19th. We were in the relegation zone. And he took us out. In 4 years in charge, we've been to Wembley twice. We've been in the UEFA Champions League twice. Let that sink in. Now, those down in London at the Premier League don't want Newcastle United to do what Chelsea did, what Manchester City did, and we haven't. We've just plodded on. Yeah. So, me personally, just my opinion. Honestly, I would give Eddie Howe a title, Sir Eddie Howe. And you can take that however you want. Because what he has done in that short window, 4 years, truly incredible. They sacked Amaron because he called the board. That's a sensible thing to do, isn't it? That the job is as toxic as they come, and any manager who takes it on is glutton for punishment. Yeah, possibly. I mean, what you've got to remember, though, is this. They have history, massive history, which come, 24 45, hopefully, fingers crossed, Newcastle United have won trophies. Premier League, Champions League, etc. in from now to 2045. And if by 2045 we've still got Eddie, brilliant, wicked. Yeah, but what you got to look at, Corvo, is this. Yeah, 400 million. Yeah, 400 million pound. Chelsea, one team, just one team. How much did Chelsea spent in the same 4 years? How much has City spent in 4 years? How much has Liverpool spent in 4 years? How much is Arsenal? Work up all them out, and then what Eddie would like. Different. Do you know what I mean? Over 700 million spent on players, not subtracting sales. Yeah, but you got to look at the bigger picture. Was it? Yeah, Lazarus. Yeah, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hope. But you got to look at the bigger picture. Yeah. Now, we were supposed to either rebuild St James's, the Gallowgate, the Leazes Terrace, or brand new stadium. What's happened? That. Not. Why? Because other things. We went for a couple of players. We went for Delap, Ekateke, other players. Did we get them? No. Constraints. It's like trying to drive with your hands and your feet tied. You can't do it. Yeah, we've got a lot of catching up to do. But what you see, my point was this. Yeah, they've turned around in 2024, the club, and said 52,000 at St James's, bomb. That's rock solid. It's in granite. Yeah. And we're going to do a feasibility study. The feasibility study, to be blunt, should have been a year, 12 months. Then turn round, speak to the council, speak to the government, speak to whoever, and turn around and say, right, from the moment we mention the feasibility study, we're going to be speaking to you, all round the table. Didn't happen. Should have, but didn't. So they've dragged it. It's like, the Titanic, or no, I'll do a better one, a bigger one. The John F. Gerald, the American supercarrier. Imagine carrying the weight of its anchor. That's what Newcastle's been dragging. No need. I understand that old chairman, Darren Eales, had health problems. That comes first. But the way the club's done stuff has been, that's what they've been doing. They've been dragging this big, huge, massive anchor when there's no need. And extending stuff, saying, oh, we're going to do a process of 18 months and then we're going to give you an answer. Yeah. And then extending it and extending it. So there's lots of problems. However, the future from now until 2045, that's the exciting part. Hold on. Oh, we've got Caesar, it's a Liverpool lad. What will happen first? Newcastle win the Champions League or 32 TV? 32K TV. There you go. He thinks that he needs serious help. You can't run a business with one person. You can't do it. So, what else we got? John, I have a really good idea. What if we create some NFTs and use the funds to renovate St James's Park to add gaming PCs to each seat so we can play a game during half time? It's certainly an idea, like. However, most of the people I know, when it comes to half time, they've only got two things on their mind. One is toilet. The second thing on their mind is to hit the bar and try. This is one thing I can never ever do. Never. They go to the bar and they buy a pint. To get a pint down your neck in 15 minutes, I can't do that. I've always, when family have done it, and you know, they struggle with the pint. You know, I just turn around and say, give us a half. You know, but to play a game in your seat, good idea. Yeah, it is. But really, like I say, most people, it's head straight to the toilet where you're lining up with, you know, if you're lucky, you get there pretty quick. And in my case, because I use a walking stick, I get there when I get there. Do you know what I mean? And if I've got to stand in the queue while everybody's like over to this side buying their pints or their food, then you wouldn't be playing a game. Do you know what I mean? Thank you, Corvo. Thank you. All right, so they put the pints down to Sub-Zero. I do know Matty Renton and a few others have spoken about the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where apparently you order your drink and it it does that. Blows my mind how that thing happens, but apparently it comes from the bottom up, and then that's that's your pint. But yeah, so one thing that where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Lazarus is on about no. Oh no, it was John Polk. The NFTs. There's something along that route, but it's a different kind of project. But there is something, and it's just getting the time to work on it. That's the hard bit. The Guinness is far too cold, and I don't like anything else they serve. I used to drink Guinness years ago, absolutely years ago. What was it? Gonna sound crazy. Don't know which was first, but there was Newcastle Exhibition, Brown Ale, and then I went to Lager. Then I went to Guinness. Guinness is good. It's full of iron. I know this website called OpenSea. Yeah, I'm on OpenSea. Yeah. I will make some NUFC NFTs and put them on there and give you 5% of my profits for the idea. Knock yourself out there. You do it. You do it. See, my thing, which I spoke about, I think it was 2023, you couldn't do it at the time. It was to evolve an NFT. Now you can. Really? That makes me laugh, man. Oh, dear me. John, that comment just cracks me up, to be totally honest. And do you want to know something, right? When I was talking to you about our world changed on the 20th of January of 2025. That was the nail. Colin! Oh, we've got large pond as well. Where was it? What is eating all your time, Paul? Oh. Well, do you know something, large pond? Yeah? Creating a series is 9 hours. 9. I used to drive a bus and I would have a 2-hour break. I drove 12 hours a day. I'd have a 2-hour break. I'd get home and I'd sit in the seat and I'd go, and she'd come in and turn around and say, "Tea!" Oh, well. It drains you. Now, a couple of things, yeah? These things, what I want to basically do is to say to Sarah, to Wendy, John, and Pat, lighten the load. That would be perfect. Am I going to get that? Don't know. What kind? Well, Corvo. There's a special kind of NFT which is in production, and it's something that evolves from the original, because everything has to start with a base. Yeah. Now, tonight, I'll talk about it a bit more. Watching YouTube, watching TV, playing Xbox. Oh. Okay. I get the gist. I really do get the gist. Yeah. So, because I get the gist, here's what's going to happen. Putting things into chat that shouldn't be there. You paid the price. That's it. Gone. But yeah, everything in life evolves. Yeah, same as with what I was talking to you all about with SYC. Yeah, where people were talking about. Here's the daft bit. Yeah, people were talking about sort of the past 48 hours. Pep, Bonk, and other meme coins. Yeah. I put with mine a world first. Do you know why I did that? Do you know why I put the world first? Because the plan and the project was something called RWA. That stands for a real world asset. When I talk about SYC will have an office where you walk in. There'll be a desk. There'll be a computer, phones. Those are real things you can touch. You hear that? Huh? You hear that? That's me tapping the laptop, because the laptop is a real world asset. Yeah, I am talking to you through it, and that's what, like, from the early versions of the meme, yeah, which was a daft little image, yeah, and I wanted something to start with and expand, which is what I did. The large pond is saying, so if that's the case, large pond, yeah, then I must be AI as well. And if I'm AI, yeah, watch me spin me head. Didn't work, did it? So I kind of blew your argument out the water. Because if I could have spun my head, could you imagine that? Your mouth going, and then back down again. It'd freak you clean out, wouldn't it? Look, large pond, right? I'm going to be blunt, like a hammer, yeah? Putting certain things in chat. YouTube has got rules. I have to abide by said rules. So if you're going to put stuff into chat which shouldn't be there, and I don't catch it, somebody could turn around and go, oh, and report me. Yeah? So now we've been an hour and 32 minutes, and although we just tried turning my head upside down, which didn't work, yeah, I need to do something. So you have a wonderful afternoon. Another one bites the dust. I like it. It's not about take no prisoners. No. What it's about is this. We're all adults. Every single one of you in chat, I hope, is over 21. That means you're an adult. That means you are responsible. So if you're going to come and put stuff which is, daft, stupid, that's it. So spread the word. Oh, by the way, I'm waiting for something to happen. It's called an unlock. When I've done the unlock, hopefully, fingers crossed, I can look at solidity, analyze it, then pull 32K TV, pull dual energy the same way, and then send them to market. Then I'll be back on Twitter. So, see you all soon, and have a wonderful day. Oh, by the way, smash the like on the way out, because there's only 5. So, however, get the likes up. Yeah.